Hi Yusuf, how are you doing?
I'm fine.
Good to have you on board.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome to the Motivation Room.
Yeah.
I'm very, very happy to have you on board. The idea of this meeting session is just to help people clarify their goals for the future or for now. If I could ask you real quick, if there's something you really want to change in your life at this point in time, just one thing, what would it be?
I think I would like to be more financially stable and have a stable income coming through.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Right. So to be more financially stable, when you say more financially stable, could
Yeah.
you just elaborate on that for me?
By being more financially stable would be looking for a stable job.
Right.
By so doing, possible would be in a permanent job, working my way through the ladder
Okay.
to help me attain the heights.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes perfect sense. So that aspiration, if I understand you correctly, you think being financially stable, having some stability with your finances, your income,
Yeah.
would be something you aspire to.
Definitely.
Okay. If you're financially stable, what benefits would financial stability bring to your life?
First, I would say being financially stable will help me to pay my bills,
Right.
um, help families,
Okay.
help friends who's in need,
Right.
and able to help myself as well,
Okay.
and to be able to put my foot on the ground to do certain things I need to do.
Right. Okay. And with every aspiration comes some degree of frustration.
Yes.
Okay. With every goal, with every dream we have, there's always an element of obstacle.
Yeah.
So you've mentioned financial stability being the aspiration for you.
Yeah.
And what would you say the main frustration standing between you and that aspiration is?
The main frustration for me would be finding a stable job,
Okay.
and doing so, that means I will need to look into a local newspaper,
Okay.
local websites,
Yeah. Right.
cvlibrary.com, read.co.uk,
Right. Okay.
or maybe go through the job center
Okay.
to look for a proper stable job.
Okay. That makes sense. So, stable job. How would you define a stable job? Have you had an experience of job instability up until now? What has been your story, job-wise?
In regards to that, I would say I've worked for different warehouses.
Yeah.
And I've come across different work programs,
Right.
like through the job center.
Right.
But because I've had to do some studies,
Mm.
going to college and juggling college with work,
Mm.
working at night time, coming back in the morning, and straight after probably around 8:40
Okay.
or 8:30 something,
Right.
going straight to college,
Mhm.
studying and coming back home, getting ready for work. It's a bit difficult,
Mm-hmm.
but it's something you can do, but it depends on you as a person,
Mm.
what you can actually do,
Mm.
if you really want to do it.
Okay.
By so saying, that means you have to be mentally equipped
Right. Okay.
to move yourself forward.
Okay. That makes perfect sense. So would you say one of the reasons, from what you've explained, would you say one of the reasons why your job hasn't really been stable is because you've had to combine it with studies, college, and is that the reason why you've not really had a stable job, or is there any other obstacle that has prevented you from having that stable job in the past?
I could say maybe because I haven't really tackled the problem itself,
Right.
which is looking for a stable job,
Right.
and I've always tend to go for the weekly pay, sort of like,
Right.
if I could say,
Okay.
like getting paid on Friday,
Right.
because I see I get paid on Friday, I'm
Right.
fine. You know,
Right.
I don't need to worry to the end of the month. It's a bit difficult. Everyone is different, you see. So I see it as a little, you know.
So from what you're saying, you think or you believe that that attraction of having the money there and then on a weekly basis
Yeah.
was much more appealing to you than having to wait till the end of the
End of the
month.
month, exactly.
Right. Okay. So, so what has, with regards to you looking at money that way,
Yeah.
what has now changed?
What has changed has been mostly me looking for a stable work,
Right.
stable job, a
Right.
permanent job,
Okay.
and getting paid on a monthly basis has changed from being paid on a weekly basis.
Right. Okay.
Now being paid on a monthly basis.
Right. Okay. So what adjustments have you had to make on a personal level?
That means sacrificing not getting paid on a Friday,
Okay.
now getting paid at the end of the month.
Okay. And what benefits?
Does that do for me?
Yeah.
I would say it helps me mentally strong to be able to wait 4 weeks in a month before you're getting paid.
Okay.
Then, well, on Friday, 12:15, I'm already on my phone checking out, is the pay gonna come through or not?
I know exactly what you're saying. Okay, I mean, that's fine. I mean, we've identified the aspiration, which is to be in a stable job. And you've said the benefits of having a stable job would ultimately link into you having a stable finances.
Yeah.
And you being financially stable, that would bring a host of benefits into your life.
Oh, yes.
Including you being able to, take care of your family,
Yes.
be there for your friends,
Yeah.
and most importantly, be there for yourself. That's fantastic. That's great. So, if we were to assess what your confidence levels are, or how optimistic you are that you can actually nail that stable job and attain that financial stability, we'll do something called scaling.
Okay.
Just to tap into your subconscious and see how you really feel as to your ability to get make this happen. On a scale of 0 to 100%, 0 being Yusuf is never ever gonna get that stable job,
Okay.
and 100% being, in fact, he'll be in a stable job next week. How would you rate yourself?
Above 50%, 75%,
75.
75%.
Okay, that's actually quite impressive because that's above 50. So more or less, I always say if anything above 50 shows a bit of optimism. Okay, 75% is great. So my question to you now is, why not 0? Because you could have said 0%, but you said 75%. And I'm going to ask you why, but you're not going to just tell me. You're going to write down the reasons yourself, because the idea of this program is not only do we get to talk about things, you actually have to journalize, keep a record of, your reasons, because your reasons is your witness, your reasons is your evidence, and your reasons is what would actually strengthen your resolve. To move forward, okay?
Yep.
So if you don't mind doing that, I asked you, why have you chosen 75% and not 0%? Could you write down 2 or 3 reasons in the pad, and as to why you haven't, and then read it out to me?
The reasons I have on my jots right here, it says about me being able to find job.
Yeah.
Looking back to my past, working for agencies, I could have said I was 0% because I've never given myself a chance
Right.
to look for a monthly and a permanent work.
Right.
I've always settled for weekly, getting paid on a Friday.
Right.
So that would be 0%.
Right.
Or 75%. Where I am right now, currently,
Yep.
I would say I'm on 75% because I'm looking to get myself a stable work that will help me, help my family, any friends that need it.
Okay. So you feel, well, what you said, because you feel in the past it was just you being narrow-minded and looking at the weekly stuff. But because now you're in something that is monthly, so that gives you the confidence. What else gives you that confidence apart from that? That, you know what, this is the reason why I'm not choosing 0%. This is the reason why I've chosen 75%. What else reinforces the message that you can do it?
I think it's my inner spirit,
Okay.
inner mind, telling me to do things because one, I'm not getting younger, and as you go along, things get either easy or harder. So if you want it to be easy, you have to go through the easy way, or if you want it to be harder, you can go either easy or the hard way. So I'm going for the a little bit hard way, which I've not been used to, which is more or less like saying you're going for monthly wages, because the easy one was the working on Monday to Friday and getting paid on a Friday. I think it was quite easy. Getting paid on a monthly basis is very, very tough, because you're basically working for a whole 28 days, or if possible 30, including overtime.
You've decided to turn your back on the easy way.
Yeah.
You've decided to go for something much more challenging.
Yeah.
And that's one of another reason.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've written two reasons down there. The first one is you've been able to make a transition yourself from weekly pay to monthly pay.
Yeah.
And the second reason is you said your inner spirit, your resilience to say goodbye to what you think is easy, and adopt what's more challenging. The third one I would bring to your attention is this. What else, can you name one thing you've done in your life, and it could be anything else, that you've done before, one challenge you've had to overcome before, that you can look back on and can give you that confidence that, oh my goodness, I did this before, that means I can do this again. That means, so one thing you've done before that you're proud of, that you can bring across to this new aspiration of you looking for a stable job.
I could say I've actually accomplished my stay.
Okay.
Being in the UK.
Could you elaborate on that? You say accomplished your stay.
I could say that because I've come from afar to be where I am currently.
Where exactly?
From Nigeria.
Okay.
And being in the UK is very tough. Different weather. You know, different climates actually. And living in a hostel, you know, different ethnicity, different nationalities, and living in a studio flat, getting paid every 2 weeks, every fortnight, and looking for work at the same time and going to college. It's been a challenge.
Right.
It's been a challenge for me.
And you've been able to
overcome that.
Overcome that. And how have you overcome that?
I've actually overcome that by moving out. After 2 years, you get the chance to go through the stages of change.
Okay.
Before you can actually say, okay, now you are independent.
Right.
That's the word they use. Say independent living. So once you're independent living, you have your own apartment.
Okay.
Which I'm actually living right now in my own flat for the past 7 years.
You know what? You should be proud, because that's a very remarkable feat. I mean, with all the adversity you've had to go through, and you've been able to look back and say, wow. Could you put that down as well? Because all these things you're noting down, I call them success memories. Okay, so if you wake up tomorrow and you face some sort of adversity that, you know, you think to yourself, how am I going to come out of this? These things you're jotting down is your own way of reminding yourself. Call them self-reminders, if you like, that, you know what, I've swum with sharks before in my life. If I can swim with sharks, I can definitely take a dip with dolphins. Okay, because some of the problems we face now, they're all relative. Because you might think, oh my God, this is the end of the world, but it's just a case of you comparing that problem to a lesser problem you've had to deal with.
Okay.
And so you writing it down would make that, would enable you to do that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So coming back to the aspiration now.
Yeah.
We've dealt with the aspiration to stabilize your finances, and we've identified the frustration,
Yeah.
which is going from temporary pay, the weekly pay, to a monthly pay, and going from temporary jobs into a stable job. So the main obstacle was you being able to find a stable job, right?
Yes.
Great. And we've also identified 75% as your confidence level.
Yeah.
In your ability to nail that,
job.
nail that job and stabilize your finances, right? Okay, so my next question to you is, even if you don't know how can we take that 75% to say 80%? What would need to happen today? Or in fact, today's Saturday, what would need to happen on Monday morning that will take you closer from 75 to 80%? Just one thing you can think of.
From 75 to 80%.
Yeah.
I would say probably the only problem I've got right now is punctuality.